Quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks for joining us today on a screaming hot Wednesday in Nebraska. It's gonna be so hot and humid, but Emily's here in the house. How are you, my friend?
I'm here. I'm so jealous that you guys got to hang out with Summer Santa this week.
Summer Santa, twice we saw him. Second time, he was not so happy to see us.
Yes, it looks like you're on the naughty list this year.
Apparently often. Apparently often. All right, where is everyone watching from? We have Sherry watching from Wagner, Oklahoma, and Charlotte is watching from Wagner as well. I bet you two know each other. I don't know. How big is Wagner, Oklahoma?
I don't know. Can't be that.
Have to tell us. All right, let's showcase the new projects from our intro video. First up is Diane M. with these two fantastic pillows.
Oh.
Do you not love those?
I'm obsessed.
Totally made with the cubes. There's big flying geese.
Yes.
I feel like she used the 12-inch cube. It's beautiful. Good job, Diane.
It's hard to pick a favorite.
And I like her sewing space, which you can see to the right.
Yeah, so light and airy.
I know. Next we have Gail B. All right, Emily.
All right.
What dies did we use?
Okay.
Producer Joe knew what it was.
I know, he knew. He was just like on it like Donkey Kong, but I took a second to realize that it was the bow tie.
It is the bow tie.
There's just so many fun things going on in this this quilt. Like it's so many colors and oh my gosh.
It's darling. And I love that tiny little sashing between the blocks.
Yes.
Really changes it up. And the curvy edge she used bias binding, I bet. All right, last but not least, we have Jill. Jill used her cube to make this. Do we think it's Halloween fabric?
I think
or just fall fabric.
I don't know. It's giving me like fall vibes in general.
It is.
It's really pretty.
I do like the two cornerstone blocks in the corner.
Yeah, it really gives it something extra. That's
really
for
makes
sure.
a difference. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday we launched 2 new dies, and today's show is all about the new Go Mini stocking die. It was one of the 2 we launched. It is a perfect addition to your holiday die collection. All right, here's my photo of the day. Now, I am in the middle of making stuff for the holidays. So here's some of my blocks and some fabric that I have ready to make some projects with. The top one, you'll notice those are my serpentine blocks. All my blocks are ready, so now I can put the top together. So the question of the day is, how many quilts are you planning to finish before the holidays? I'm super excited to see what the answer is. So in my Pam Heller world, Mason's just needs a border. My dad, which I use the pieced schoolhouse and the log cabin die together to make that beautiful blue and white one. That top is all done and it's off to the quilter. And I have one that I haven't started and one that I have most of the pieces sewn for.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I have like 5 or 6 in all sorts of various stages of completion, but that's what I'm doing. So how many do you have, Emily?
Okay, the biggest one that I'm working on right now, it's called the Go Vibrant Ohio Star quilt pattern. It's the biggest.
So pretty.
I love this pattern, and I'm doing it in all like southwestern colors.
Okay.
I'm hoping to finish that by Christmas. It's, like I said, the biggest thing I've ever done. It has sashing to do yet.
Okay.
But I think like maybe like 2 or 3 other projects. I'm not biting off too much right now.
Okay, let me give you my tip for sashing. All of you who are making sashing.
Yes.
In your quilting head, let's say you have 3 blocks that are 8 inches, so that's 24 inches, right? Mm-hmm. So at a ½ an inch, so 24.5 inches. So in your quilting head, you feel like maybe I'm gonna sew those blocks together and then just cut a strip, sew one to one end and cut off the other. Never ever do that.
No.
Measure whatever the pattern says. If the sashing piece is 2.5 by 24.5 inches, that's what you want to sew. Because what happens is if you try to add sashing and your blocks are not straight, then the quilt is gonna be all wonky.
Okay.
It's my sashing pro tip.
That's a fabulous tip. Thank you.
Okay, in the comment section, how many quilts are you planning to finish before the holidays? The guys, theirs are all done. All right, this month's die to try is the Go Lucky Star. And look here, I have a Santa version of it, Santa gnomes.
so cute.
Here we are for the holidays. I showed you how to cut this block just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Showed you how to do some fussy cutting. This is a beautiful, beautiful block. And if you want to get ready before Christmas, because Halloween comes, look at this
Oh
one.
my God.
I know.
Little candy corns.
So the Lucky Star, I think, is really versatile in the fact that you can totally change up the colorway, decide, what you want to do. Of course, you can make it just regular colors.
You know, I just got some fall fabrics that I have no idea what to do with, and this is really inspiring me to, get started on the Lucky Star.
There you go. Now, the Lucky Star, you can get it on our website. We have limited supply. It's probably going to sell out here in the next day or so.
Probably.
So if you haven't got one, today's a great day to get one. Quilters, we have you covered today with Quiltmas in July deals. You can get 35% off the regular price of select Go cutters, dies, cubes, storage, and books. All eligible items are already marked down and no code is needed to redeem the offer. We're just helping you out. We also have special marked down bundles for today's new die release. So you can get the Go Mini Stocking and Mitten die bundle, which includes the Go Mini Stocking and the 5x10 cutting mat and that super cute Go Mitten die. They work well together. Okay, so that's our first bundle. Today I'm giving away one of our Go Mini Stocking dies. Be sure to register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win. By registering, you'll receive event emails, and that way you'll never miss an exciting tutorial. The amazing Emily will announce the winner of our registered viewer at the end of today's show. Lucky duck. All right, let's talk about the project we're going to make. We're going to make blocks using the Go High Hopes bench pillow pattern. It's up on the shelf behind me. It's a pattern designed by our good friend Terry Vanden Bosch. She did a beautiful job designing this pillow. It is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com. Now, if pillows aren't your thing, it's okay. Think about using this pattern to make a table runner or a wall hanging. You could just simply add more blocks if you wanted to make it a longer table runner. I think that's what the lovely Erica is going to do, is make a table runner.
Yeah. Can't wait.
All right, so the background of our pillow are just simply pinwheel blocks. Look at this. Do you not love these new colors? This is kind of the new Vogue Christmas colors, or the pinks and the greens and the blues,
No,
right?
they're just stunning. It's so fun to see the different Christmas.
Yep. And the border are just simply 2 different blocks sewn together. I know, isn't that super cute?
So cute.
Now, all of our project is made, our blocks are made with the 8-inch cube. So if you have the Ready, Set, Go, you already have the 8-inch cube, a Go cutter, and the 2.5-inch strip die, which you would use later. So everything you need already in the Ready, Set, Go. So we just need 2 shapes today from our cube. Shape number 2, which are those small squares, and shape number 3, which make the pinwheel blocks. Quilters, we have tons of videos on how to use the cube system. You can find them on our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, and of course our website. These videos are a great resource to learn more about the cube system, okay? All right, so before we start with our pinwheel blocks and cutting them, Emily, tell us how many projects people have to finish before the end of the year.
Oh my gosh, we have some very ambitious quilters here, Pam.
Okay, I want to hear. I'm so excited.
Oh, and before I forget too, the 2 gals that were watching from the same city are sisters. So cool.
We knew.
Hello, Sherry and Charlotte.
There you go.
Mary is hoping to do at least 3 before the
Oh,
holidays.
that's good. It's only July, Quilters.
Exactly. Vicky, 6 tops before Christmas.
Okay, I think I have 6, but I've already started like 4 of them.
That's amazing. And Pam is also sticking with another Pam H. Welcome to the family. Also hoping to get 3 done for gifts, but also finish one of her own.
I need to get mine to the quilter by the middle of October.
Okay.
So that she can quilt them. And I don't know if you know this, but here in the 4th quarter at AccuQuilt, we're just a little busy. So want to get those projects done. Okay. All right, be sure and tell Emily. Okay, I'm going to grab some mats here.
Yes, and any questions, y'all let me know. I'm happy
Yes,
to ask.
Emily is all down for the questions. All right. For the pinwheel block, oh, here, I'll just do this. For the pinwheel block, you need 4 of the pink, and this is actually a white print, and you need 4 of those. And I already have 2 of our blocks sewn. So what I'm gonna do is, I just need 2 of each color, 2 layers of each color super fast,
Easy.
right? And let's talk about this die. This is our large half square triangle, and you're gonna notice that there is a blade here in the center. You wanna make sure you have that lengthwise green traveling back and forth across the die board. My little tip is, right, have your label at your belly, lengthwise green. There's some exceptions to that we've kind of shown in the past.
Right, like when you have fusible on there.
Right. We've cut the dog ears off. So from this point here to this point here is that perfect 1/4 inch seam allowance, okay? Now, I already have some, my pro tip of the day is, since we're going to sew our half square triangles together, let's cut them together. I have my fabric, and I have right sides together. It's hard to tell with the white, okay? And what I've done is I've taken my ruler, and I've just measured from edge to edge, which is almost 5 inches. So I just rough cut 5.5 inches width of fabric. So see right here, this is my selvage edge. This is nice and tight. That's what you want. If you cut on the bias edge, you're just gonna get wonky blocks, okay? So I just need 4 for each, so I'm just gonna go back and forth. Emily, how many layers can we cut at a time?
Up to 6 layers of cotton fabric.
6 layers, yep. All right,
So you
so
can just
I'm
do this in
actually
one
gonna cut my
pass.
6 layers because I need to make 2 more blocks. And I'm gonna use a 6x6 cutting mat. We get this question a lot. Can you use a bigger mat? And the answer is,
No, not a bigger mat, but you can
Not a
use a
bigger mat.
smaller mat if
You
you're
can.
using a bigger die.
if you try to use a bigger mat, it's gonna slide, it's gonna be wonky, okay? Now, our 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9 inch cubes will fit through all of our Go Cutters, including that Go Me. I am using my Go Big today, which is the machine I use every day. You could actually put 2 dies through in one pass.
Oh man, that Go Big is so slick. I'm
I just think it's
always so jealous.
fantastic. Yeah, okay.
But I've got
Right.
my ready, set, go.
And then we have to cut some more here, but I'm just gonna lay these out so you can see them, okay? And I like to lay out my blocks because then I know I've put my pinwheels in the right direction. I don't know if you've known this about me, Emily, sometimes I sew pieces together incorrectly.
You know,
That is why you have a, oh, you know what? Here, what am I doing? I'm taking them apart. I need to leave them together and then I'll put them back. Okay, so leave them together because we're just gonna stitch these and then we'll lay them out.
nice and easy.
I know, I don't know what I was thinking there. I was trying to get ahead of the scene, right?
Hey, that's okay. You know,
There we
'cause
go.
it's like instinctual to lay the block out.
I know, it is. I always try to do that. Okay, so now we're gonna chain piece. Hey, and join me and Erica on Tuesday, July 26th at 12 noon Central Time. We're gonna show you some tips and tricks on how to use the cube system and how to use cubes together, different sizes. Okay, so I'm just gonna chain piece these pieces. Emily, while I'm chain piecing, tell us how many projects people are gonna make, because this
No.
is gonna be a great number.
It's very, very fun. Mary is taking on at least 5.
I hope she started some of them.
I hope so too, Mary, for your, oh my goodness, for the sake of your
Okay,
sanity. Holly is doing 6.
okay. 6 is like the magic number
It
here.
sounds like, yeah, 6 might be. And then Miss Denise is doing 5 for family and says hi from Salem.
Okay,
Hello, hello. We have Miss Teresa, who has a goal of 4.
oh, Teresa, okay, I feel like 4 is a doable number.
Yeah, I feel like we're on the same page there. I'm so inspired by the project behind me. I almost want to make it for my mom or something, or my parents. you know,
Yeah.
with all those strips and things like that.
Yeah.
Actually, in case anybody is curious, do we want to talk about the pattern, Pam?
Do we want to talk about what pattern?
The pattern behind me?
Oh, yeah, the pattern behind you is
It's this
by Marianne Fontana, and it just uses a variety of strip dies.
It's called the Scrappy Strippy Stocking Tree Wall Hanging Pattern.
There you go.
In case anyone's curious.
It is a free downloadable pattern at AccuQuilt.com. And it's a great pattern to use all of those strips, right?
It really is, yeah. It's such a huge variety. And then she used the mini stocking die as well. Put a star at the top of the trees. Just so much fun.
Yeah, the 2, 3, and 5-inch star.
Let's see, we've got more goals for, let's see, Linda wants to get 5 quilts done by Christmas. Donna, I hope you've started because she wants to do 12.
Donna. I hope one of them are like table runners and stuff.
Seriously, that's a quilt a month.
That is, well, that's 2 a month because it is already July.
Oh my gosh, that's, oh my goodness. Well,
Right?
yeah, that's hopeful. Wow, well done, Donna.
There you go.
I hope to see photos of these on.
Yeah, be sure and share them with us on our social media pages.
Yeah.
Because we would love to see your finished projects.
Yes, and use that hashtag AccuQuiltBuilt because we'll be able to take a look.
Oh, there you go. And if you want to watch my progress on mine, you can check out Pam Heller, AccuQuilt Educator Pam Heller. Yeah. I post pretty often about the projects I'm working on.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to press to the dark side. So we do that here. And the reason I'm going to press to the dark side is so that my pieces will nest. Okay, so here we go. This is just really such an easy project to make. And that's one of the things I love about it.
You're using one of our new little fancy
I'm using
irons.
our little steam fast iron.
So cute.
We have lots of things. We have irons and these wool pressing mats, fusible scissors, Karen K. Buckley scissors. All of them are on our website. We have pins now.
Yes.
We had a really fun show a couple of days ago talking about some other projects that you can make, like pin cushions. And
Seriously,
Right?
that was so full of inspiration. I think,
Yeah.
we got a lot of really great projects out of that.
all
Definitely.
right, tell us how many projects people are making. So 12 is the most we have. It's not a
Yes.
competition, quilters.
Exactly.
Just in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, Maureen says, who knows, so many to do. There's just so many. Suzanne says she's already made 2 and will be making 2 more bed quilts. She'll also be making Santa socks for all family members. Cute.
Oh, very fun. A while ago, maybe last year, the year before, I did a Wednesday show on how to make the Santa stocking die and then how to line it. Oh, Siri says he didn't get that. My Siri, thank you.
So helpful.
I know, Siri is sometimes super helpful. Sometimes not. Okay, so now I need to make 2 blocks. Look how I'm laying them out. Okay, so I need 2 more of each color, so I'm gonna real fast cut those so that I can just have my whole thing. The reason we didn't cut them all is how many layers can you cut, Emily?
Up to 6.
Up to 6. And we had our 6 layers.
And I think it's so satisfying to see, like, because I think one thing that quilters worry about is, like, am I going to waste my fabric, you know?
Yeah.
But when you see, you know, how you fan folded them so perfectly and you have just that tiny, tiny, tiny little scrap.
Yeah,
it's like,
just that little edge.
yeah.
And the thing about half square triangles, if you were making them without a die, Emily's never done this because she, the smart girl she is, has only ever used AccuQuilt. You would have to cut a square, then you would have to mark it and sew it on either side of the line. Then you would have to cut it in half and trim off the dog ears. In the time it took you to do all of that, I could cut and sew all of these together.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
unbelievable.
All right, so I have my last 2 here. All right, quilters, we want to know how many projects are you making before the holidays?
Yes, we have some competition going on, Pam. So Bonnie is trying to play Donna, so she has 11. She needs 11 done for Christmas.
11. Oh,
Grandchildren
man.
and spouses. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Y'all are just, I'm so impressed. And
11 is a bit.
yeah. And Sherry also says 10 plus.
Okay.
Atlanta, all cut out using her Go, though.
This
so.
is such a great time of year, though, for me to sew, because when it's hot like this, I don't do well in the heat, and I just go downstairs in the basement and sew. And okay, this will make you all laugh. Typically, we try to do a photo for our Christmas cards, like in October. You know, Nebraska is beautiful here in the fall. So I always try to get a fall picture, and then I always order my Christmas cards before Halloween.
Oh, wow. Good on you.
I just have to do that.
See, my dad's an artist and does Christmas cards.
Like he draws them?
He does, yes. He'll like do a family, portrait and cartoony kind of things in the background, and
Oh my goodness.
yeah. But yeah, he'll be working from September, October on into December just to get them done.
Okay. We need 4 blocks for our pillow. So I've sewn all of my half square triangles together. I've pressed to the dark side. And now when I sew them together, because I've pressed to the dark side, these 2 seams right here are going to nest. Super cool.
That.
Okay.
Need an easy button.
Yep. And now I can just sew them together. All right. Projects. I'm so excited to hear how many projects people are doing.
I know. And it looks like, we've got a fun question from Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
How do you guys choose what dies to make? Like, what made you guys choose to make the goose track, chimney sweep, and all the different bob dies?
Oh, that is such a great question. We have an entire product development team. And if you have a suggestion for a die, like Santa had one for a teapot when he was here. If you have a suggestion, you can send those to us, and we send them to our product development team.
We sure do.
Lauren and Lynn and some amazing people work on that team. And Eric and I, because we have the best jobs ever, we get to test new dies,
So fun.
which is the best.
Oh my gosh, I bet. You guys get all the insider knowledge.
We do. We have it's like insider trading. That's us.
Right.
We know what's going on. I have to tell you, though, it's so funny. Whenever I go to a quilt retreat, that is like the first question everybody asks me.
Oh, really?
They're like, Pam, what new dies are coming out? Because, I pretty much know for the next 6 months, what dies are coming out.
Right.
And I just laugh. I'm like, you guys have known me long enough to know. So send us your suggestion.
Yeah.
One day we'll have that, I think, coming up here in August. That's going to be the question is, what die would you like AccuQuilt to make?
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and you guys can share that on social media. You can
Yes.
share that, wherever AccuQuilt is found, and we are always looking at those ideas for inspiration because we want to listen to you guys.
We do.
Yeah.
And you should know that most of the time that we create dies is because people have said, we want a pickle dish die, or, we want this particular die.
Yeah, I remember Basket of Lilies was a highly requested one for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now I've sewn them together, and I'm going to lay them out, make sure I have them the right way. And then I'm going to press to opposite directions. Again, so my seams will nest. The question people ask a ton is, how do you know how to press? And what's the answer to that, Emily?
Following the instructions.
Yep,
on
follow the
pattern.
instructions. All of our pattern instructions will tell you how to do that.
Yeah.
So quilters, why is an AccuQuilt fabric cutter better than rotary cutting? Emily, do you have an answer to that?
Well, it's just going to save you so much time. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine cutting all of those little dog ears off myself, or, like you were explaining earlier, like, why? Why do it when you have a die?
Well, I posted the other day, hold on here and make sure I'm pressing them the right way. I posted the other day, I'm working on a travel quilt. Jen Belknap gave us this great suggestion on, having a travel quilt. And so I used the Winding Ways die, and it's currently at the quilter, which I'm super excited. It should be back next week so I can show you our finished quilt. But somebody I posted a picture of it, and someone said, oh my goodness, I just cut 243 Drunkard's Path by hand.
What?
Drunkard's Path, or Winding Ways, sorry. Winding Ways has curves.
Right.
So I can't even imagine how long it took you to do, I don't know, I think it was like 243, 244.
Oh my gosh.
So not only is it going to be accurate, but you can cut up to 6 layers, and it's going to save you time 90% faster than rotary cutters or scissors.
Amazing.
All right. So quilters, before I get started sewing my blocks together, don't forget to take advantage of our Quiltmas in July deal while it lasts. You'll get 35% off regular prices of select Go cutters, dies, cubes, storage, and books. All eligible items are already marked down, so no code is needed to redeem the offer. And remember, we have special bundles for the 2 new dies. They are marked down and no code is needed to redeem the special pricing. So the other die here, I'm gonna grab it real quick. Hey, Brock, can I have next week's pillow? Thank you. The next bundle is the classic numbers and symbols and a 10 by 10 cutting mat and the classic 2-inch alphabet uppercase set and a 10 by 24 cutting mat. And this is the project we're gonna make next week. Oh. It uses our 5-inch cube and the new symbols die and the 2-inch alphabet. Isn't that so cute?
Really
it's these same kind of colors. I love it.
I was going to say, I think I see some familiar fabrics on the edges there.
Yes. Yeah. So this is what we're going to make next week. All right. So today's a really great day to get both of those dies. You can get the stocking die, and then next week you'll be all ready to make our pillow.
There you go.
Don't forget, today I'm giving away one of our Go Mini stocking dies. Be sure to register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for the chance to win. All right, so I'm going to real fast sew my blocks together, and then we're going to show you how to cut and fuse our mini stockings. All right, so I've pressed in opposite directions. Now my pieces will nest. And Emily's going to tell us how many projects people are making.
Yes. So we have, let's see, Deanna says, I have 1 quilt top to finish and material for 3 more.
Oh, that's good.
That's really good. Let's see, Tammy says, I'll be doing 5 full size, 5 youth sizes, and I have them started already. She's melting on the 100-degree days. Oh. Tammy, yeah, you
yes,
and me both.
We know how you feel there.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Liesel, I'm hoping to get 20 done. Large family.
Oh my goodness, that is so many.
Liesel, you're a quilt factory.
You are.
Unbelievable.
You are.
Wow.
I would love for you to make sure everybody's posting your finished projects.
Really?
We should have a little countdown to the holidays kind of thing, so we can say, okay, for those of you who needed 20 projects done,
right, you have
now have 74 days left.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And how many to get them to the quilters, and who need, oh my goodness, that's
right?
So many. Oh.
And binding was the bane of my existence, but I do binding much better now.
I'm starting to figure out binding. I think it's just the finishing off of.
Yeah, you and I need to spend some time.
We do.
Doing that.
But you know, each quilt we get a little bit better.
We do. We do. Okay, so my blocks are sewn. I'm just going to press it one direction. Perfect.
And Pam, we actually have a question that Connie is asking to go over.
Hi, okay, wait, Connie, before you talk,
yes.
Look at this.
Oh,
look at how perfect those points are. That's because I cut them perfectly and I sewed them with a perfect 1/4-inch seam.
Oh, so satisfying.
Okay, there you go. Tell us what she has to say.
Yeah. So last week you shared the measurements for a square that is the conversion to a cube half-square triangles. She was wondering if you could kind of go over that again. The example that she gives is that a 2 7/8 inch square is what equivalent half-square triangle?
Thank you for telling me, because I had no clue whatsoever what you were talking about. Okay, if you're looking at a pattern that is not written for AccuQuilt. So if you go to our AccuQuilt system, it's going to say you need shaped number 3 and 5, and here's how you pre-cut your fabric. But let's say you're looking for a pattern and it's not made for AccuQuilt. If the instructions say cut a strip 2 7/8 or 3 7/8 or 4 7/8, if it ends in 7/8, the pattern wants you to cut half-square triangles. Okay? Now, if the pattern says cut a strip 6 1/4 inches, it wants you to make 1/4 square triangles. And the reason I know that is because I did not do the math, but I have done pattern conversion. So anytime it tells you a pattern that the block ends in 2 7/8, it wants you to make a half square triangle. And if it ends in a quarter, and the reason you can remember that is it's a quarter square triangle. So when you're looking at your dies, 2 7/8, they want you to make a 2.5 inch half square triangle, which finishes to 2 inches. So that's the thing about the AccuQuilt system, right? Is that we don't waste that fabric. When we cut quarter square triangles, we don't add 1 1/4 inches to the edge, right? Okay, that is a great question.
That's a great tip. Oh my God.
All right, so now our blocks are sewn, and we're going to cut our mini stockings. And we get this question a bit, so we're going to show you how to pre-fuse your fabric. All right.
Boy.
We're going to start with this one. All right.
Got so many more.
Now, these two pieces are the stocking. Just making sure it's right. This piece here is the cuff. Oh, we haven't talked about this side. Let's talk about it. Sorry. Here's our stocking die. I'm sorry, it's on a 5x10 die board, so you want to make sure you use a 5x10 mat. It comes with 4 shapes. It makes the stocking, the cuff, and this is the heel of the toe and the heel, which I think is really fun. Now, it comes with free embroidery downloads, so let me show you what they look like. And these are available on our website.
Oh, wow.
Here is that blanket stitch. It gives you a nice tight stitch. This is the stitch I would tell you to use if maybe you're gonna do it on an apron or something you wanna wash, okay? It's gonna keep it nice and tight. This is our Motif Stitch. And then here's the classic blanket stitch. Typically, when I use the stocking die or a smaller die, I typically use that blanket stitch, okay? For our project today, I just did all over quilting, so I didn't use any embroidery. But don't forget, you can use our free embroidery, but look at these, Emily.
Oh, God.
These are for purchase embroideries, and you will just love this, okay? So here's kind of this little railroad stitch. I like this one a lot.
Oh my God.
Here's a tighter blanket stitch. Look at how cute this is. But wait till you see this one here on the bottom.
And those, are those
Jingle bells.
They're bells. How
Yes,
cute.
jingle bells. And a Christmas tree.
Oh my.
These are from our good friends at V-Stitch, okay? And one of the reasons we teamed it up with the mitten die, here's the stocking and the mitten die, is, look at these. These use the snowflake from the mitten die.
How perfect does that fit on there?
Look at how fun that is.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you have for purchase ones, you have for free ones, whichever one you want. And again, if you don't have an embroidery machine, no worries. You could do Raj quilting, you could do overall quilting, whatever you want to do. I know, aren't those cute? I love the jingle bell ones.
Yeah, V-Stitch is just so creative. They're
I know, our good friends at V-Stitch. I'm waiting for them to make me an embroidery file that says Pam's Pickup, just saying.
one of these days.
One of these days it's just gonna show up. I'm gonna be super happy. All right, now back to this. Okay. Holy smokes, I was like, just everybody's already seen our little die. Okay,
Stocking.
our stocking die. Now, this is soft fuse. We have lots of different kinds of fusible on our website.
Right.
This is the one I want to use. It has a sticky rough side and it has a smooth side. And what you want to do is you want to just kind of, oh, here, let's see if I can do it, if it's big enough. Oh, of course not. Here, we'll do it on this side. What you want to do is you want to fuse it to the back of your fabric. Okay, so what I do here is I just lay it down. I made my little piece for my stocking a little bit wider, okay? And I'm just gonna take my rotary cutter and very carefully so I don't cut myself. I'm just gonna cut this a little bit smaller than our fabric, okay? And the rough side goes to the back of the fabric.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here. All right. So see, it's just really easy, and Fusible is great. You know, it just allows you to keep your projects where they need to be. Okay, and this piece here is for the heel and the toe. Just making sure I did that right. Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure it's there to the back. Okay, and I just make it a little bit smaller so that it doesn't hang over the edge. I've cut Fusible just a few times in my life, could you tell?
I was going to say, you're making that look a little too easy.
And then this, I know, just having a great time. And this is for having these super fun colors.
Seriously.
Okay, so I'm gonna iron these down, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. I just need one more of the pink stocking, but I'm gonna show you how to do this. And Emily, you can tell us, right, how many projects they're doing.
Yes.
Okay, so look, here's what I did. See, it's just a little bit smaller than my back.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we
Iron it down.
So I love Annette's. She goes, one, only one. Okay, maybe two.
Maybe three.
Maybe two, maybe three, maybe whatever I see.
Maybe whatever I think about there.
See, I find that I go to the fabric store and I have a bunch of fabric for projects that I have undesignated. So we're just going to have to kind of play with it.
Yeah. I feel like that happens to me sometimes.
Janelle is doing 5 quilts by Christmas.
Oh, 5 is a good number.
I feel like that is a good number.
Yeah, like one a month.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirsten says, planning, many. Likely to, 2.
Oh, there you go. There you go. It's always good to think ahead.
Exactly.
Okay. So I'm just pressing my Fusible down. Follow the instructions because it has a little paper on it that we're just going to peel off. Okay.
Let that go.
All right. And how many others people are doing? This is really exciting to see the ambition our quilters have.
It really is. I know. Jean says I need 4 done.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Theta is doing 3 quilts scheduled so far, plus assorted projects, all subject to additions.
I like that disclaimer.
Exactly.
All subject. Oh, hey, I want to show you something. Ooh, just about burned my little hand. Okay, you see on this die how the shape is at an angle? Why is that, Emily? Do you know?
Probably to support that lengthwise grain and so that you don't have anything, so that it cuts perfectly straight, right?
Well, no.
Oh,
it's
gosh.
at an angle because these are steel blades, and in our cutter there are steel blades. So if it was straight on the die board, you would get that kind of
So it's that speed bump effect.
speed bump look. Yeah, you get the kind of a jarring effect. So all of our shapes are at an angle. So look at this. My stripes, I want them to be straight.
Right.
Okay? So I am going to line up my stripe to make sure that it's straight over the shape. Don't make it straight on the die board. Otherwise your stripes will be wonky. Nothing worse than wonky stripes.
Nothing worse.
Okay, and I'm going to just fold this in half. I'm going to give it a little press. I just give it a little press, then I know that it's going to stay that way as it goes through the cutter. And I'm going to do the same thing with this stripe. I'm going to make sure it's straight over my stocking. Okay, and I'm going to use a 5x10 cutting mat, which is kind of fun. Ooh, get there.
And look how perfect they all line
Okay,
up.
now I got to make sure everything is straight again.
And we have a follow-up question in regard to Connie's conversion that we were chatting about a little earlier.
Go for it.
Pam is wondering, what about those patterns that call for 3/8 inches? She assumes those are half square triangles that are finishing at 1/2 inch measurements. Is that correct?
You are so smart. Yes.
Yes, Pam.
That is exactly right. They are half square triangles that finish to those odd 1/2 inch dimensions.
Perfect.
So if it ends in an 1/8, 3/8, 7/8, it's going to be a half square triangle. If it ends in a 1/4 or a variation of that, it's going to be a 1/4 square triangle. Our quilters are so smart.
They
Okay,
really are.
So now look. Okay,
So cute.
they are super cute. Okay.
And in that mini iron, I know that it's possible to do steam in the iron, but Anita's wondering, do you use steam when you're using?
I don't use steam when I'm using fusible. Then it gets wet. Okay. So kind of what I did here, and I'm just going to match it up a little bit. I am going to build my stocking. Hold on here. I'm going to build my stocking so that it, then I press it down. If I try to build my stocking and add these little pieces, sometimes it makes it off the edge a little bit and it doesn't work right, okay? So now I have paper on the back of my fusible.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give it a little thing like this. I'm going to peel off the paper. And now this is sticky, which means be careful. Don't do it. And I'm just making sure I had all my stockings going the right direction.
Right.
Oh, man. Okay. And I would measure.
Right.
I think that's what I did. I think I came here and I measured like where the bottom of my stocking was going to be. So it's just like 1.25 inches. Okay, you want to make sure it's straight on the line here.
Okay.
And then 1.25 inches. The reason it's 1.25 inches is because we have that 1/4 inch seam allowance built in. Okay, so there's my little stocking. And I'm going to add the toe,
It's perfect.
the heel. And I find that usually it just peels off. If you need to give it a score, you can use your.
We have so many quilts being worked on.
Okay, you tell me while I'm laying these down. So look at
Yeah.
how cool this is.
Miss Holly says she's working on, too many to count. Quilt for a veteran, baby quilt for a coworker, and 2 for craft shows in October and November.
Oh my goodness.
So many projects.
You do have quite a few.
Martha's hoping to get at least 7 quilting projects done for Christmas.
That is ambitious. I'm proud of our quilters here.
I know. This is just going to be so cool to see everyone's.
Okay,
Yeah.
notice quilters, this is the heel part. Sometimes you want to put it right here, but it doesn't line up perfectly. We lined it up. Okay, and then I'm going to take one of my little cuffs. All right, Emily, tell us again while I'm going to iron this down.
Okay.
Tell us how many
Yeah,
projects.
I'm getting I'm like mesmerized watching you over
it's
here.
so cool, isn't it?
It's so cool. Let's see, Linda is working on 3, just finished 3, and is doing another set of 3.
Oh my goodness. There you go.
Excellent.
Look at how cute this is.
Oh, Janet.
I know. Isn't this cute? Okay, go
So
ahead.
fun. Okay, so Janet says she has 9 great grandchildren, and I make them all something. Last year was pillowcases. Year before that was reading pillows. So she's trying to come up with her ideas for this year.
Oh gosh, that's a great
Ooh.
question.
What about
Okay.
a little tote bag or something,
Little
Janet?
tote bags, you could personalize them with the numbers and the letters.
Yeah, you could do like
Yeah.
hashtag something cool that they like to do, or like if they're a
Yeah.
athlete, like hashtag volleyball or
Yes.
I don't know. You
Or
could use
team
the
it up
sport.
like with the sports medley die.
You totally could. Yeah.
Okay, notice I am pressing. I am not ironing. I am pressing.
Okay.
I'm going to press down and press down. If you iron, all of those pieces are going to come flying up. Oh, it's just going to be terrible.
That would be so sad. Oh,
Okay.
and look how cute it is.
Look how fun that is. I know.
That was so easy.
Okay, and then I just gave it a little press, kind of pushed it away, make sure it's all staying solid.
Okay, I've never used fusible because I've been a little bit intimidated by it, but this literally, that was so easy.
So easy.
That was-
Okay, and then I have my other pieces so I can make my other 2 blocks, okay? All right, so you need a total of 4 blocks sewn together, okay? And then you're gonna alternate them like this, and then you're gonna use this super cute pink border, right, for the inner border. Don't forget, all of our videos live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. You can go back and watch them if you need to. And Emily, tell us about our blog while I get our fabric ready for our next piece.
Oh boy, do we have a blog, you
We have
guys.
so many cool things on
We
our
have
blog.
so many cool things. So we have our go-getters as well as our AccuQuilt staffers, including Miss Erica. She wrote a really cool blog last week about cube conversions and translating patterns. We send out reminders, so you want to subscribe to the blog to get reminded, because you're going to also have access to exclusive patterns, which can only be found there. So
Absolutely.
it's a great resource.
Okay. Now, you'll notice on the quilt, or on the pillow, there's this border that just has 2 colors, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you a little pro tip because I sewed the pillow together. Hey, can I walk over here, Justin? Are you good to follow me? I have no shoes on. Okay, the top border here, oh, I'm just gonna grab it. Already, people are just already stressed that I'm messing up the set here. Okay, I want you to look at this. It starts with this color of green, and it ends with the same color of green. The bottom starts with the different green and ends with the different green.
Let me see what you did there.
Because the sides, see how it all works together? Yes.
That's cool.
Pay attention to the pattern.
It's all in the detail.
So I'm going to show you how to cut and sew some of our blocks together. We are going to do the exact same thing that we did when we were cutting our half square triangles together. Since we're going to sew them together, let's cut them together. I did the exact same thing where I measured from here to here. There are 4 squares on this die board. So I'm just going to put my mat on top. Okay, make sure I don't have any of that salvage there. Okay. And I could cut up to 6 layers, so 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, you could cut all sorts of squares for days.
Perfect. Let's see. Oh, Miss Kathy is wondering how wide the stocking piece is, and I will tell
here,
you.
I can tell you.
Oh, that's right. You got a ruler in the die.
I have a ruler in the die.
Wow.
Look at that.
Let's just make that easy.
Okay, the
shall we?
stocking piece, Miss Kathy, is not 11 inches. It is 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. It's tiny.
Yeah.
And it's going to work perfectly with our mitten. Okay? We had tons of inspiration about it yesterday.
I know. And
All right, so see, look. Here are my pieces. They're already cut. So now I can just chain piece them for days. So let's do that real quick.
Perfect.
All right, Emily, let's read the last of how many projects are people making?
I know,
So
this
is
is
the most we have 12?
I think the top right now we have is 12. Yes, we have some folks that, well, Sherry is noting that, Jeanette says she can't even begin to count because she has 6 grandchildren, 3 children with spouses, parents, siblings, etc. So it's
Oh,
we
that
have
is
no idea.
so many people to
That's
be
a
making quilts
lot
for.
of projects. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Jeanette's going to be at her sewing machine from now until Christmas, basically.
I know. In fact, it was funny. Oakley was at the house the other day, and I was working on some projects, and it was for here at work. And she said, "Is this staying here or is it going to work?" And I said, "No, it's going to work." But she has more than she ever needs. I haven't made one. Well, the travel quilt is for her. Okay, so now look at this. We're just making our center sections. Here we go. Okay.
Gosh, that fabric is fun.
Yeah, this is just the only way to ever sew squares together, is to sew them, cut them together and then just sew them together. Okay, so
Totally.
I'm going to just make these last 2 strips real quick here for you. Okay, so see how we did that?
Nice and easy.
All right.
Let's see. We've got, okay, Sherry says, I would love to get 10 more done by year end. Caveat, they all already have tops, so getting them on my new long arm is my goal.
Oh, there you go, Kathy. Go for it.
That's awesome.
I feel like if you have a long arm, you're good. You're
Yeah.
golden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, oh my gosh, it's getting it.
Yeah,
to the
it's
long
getting them quilted that just takes a hot minute.
Exactly. Let's
Okay.
see, Barbara will be starting bowl cozies and oven mitts for Christmas.
So, you know, that's a great thing to do. Because Eric and I were talking just the other day about how, you know, when the bowl cozy die first came out, we made dozens. And when I say that, I truly mean dozens.
Yeah.
Dozens of bowl cozies. Okay. The pattern is going to tell you to press them one direction. Because then you can line them up with the others. So I'm just going to press them one direction. Okay. And now kind of some of those bowl cozies have gone missing, and some of them are well loved. Like Ray has one that he has just for his oatmeal. So he needs a new one. Santa's probably going to put one in his stocking.
Yeah.
So a great time to do, oven mitts and bowl cozies. That's a great idea.
Yeah. I think binding, doing oven mitts was a really good exercise last year for me, just getting used to sewing, you know.
All right, quilters. So these are the 2 blocks you're going to make. You need 2 of these, but remember how fast our pinwheel blocks went together. And then this is the top and the bottom row and the side rows. So just make sure you follow the pattern. But this would be a great project to use in Go Quilt. It would allow you to change the colorway to holiday fabric that you already have, because you can actually take photographs of your fabric and upload it to Go Quilt. I just did it yesterday. Okay, Go Quilt is a free tool available on the AccuQuilt website, and there's a really fast, quick, easy tutorial to help you get started. Now, think outside the box. If you wanted to add more stockings and personalize them, you could totally do that. You could take your little stocking right here and leave a gap in the fusible, so you could stick a little candy cane in there. That would be really fun. Or we have some great inspiration yesterday of using it for banners, you know, for the holidays. Right now, because it's summer and you shouldn't go out, you should be home sewing. You want to follow the pattern to complete the pillow, and be sure and share your finished projects with us on our social media platforms. Hey, quilters, are you going to the Long Beach Quilt Show? Producer Joe and I will be there. We will be checking out the amazing quilts, and be sure to look for us and say hi. We would love to meet you. Or do you want to see AccuQuilt at other quilt shows? Go to our events page and fill out the survey and let us know, because we're trying to get out to more and more of our consumer quilt shows near you. All right, join me and Erica on Tuesday, July 26th at 12 noon Central Time as we show you some tips and tricks on using the cube system and how they work together. Don't forget to take advantage of our Quiltmas in July deal while it lasts. You can get 35% off regular price of select Go cutters, dies, cubes, storage, and books. All eligible items are already marked down, and no code is needed to redeem this offer. And remember, we have special bundles for the 2 new dies. They are marked down, and no code is needed to redeem their special pricing. The last bundle is this great classic alphabet project die bundle. So somebody was talking about bowl cozies and Christmas stockings. Well, this one, you're going to get the classic 2-inch numbers and symbols die, that great 10 by 10 cutting mat, the Go stocking die, the Go burp cloth die, the Go baby bib die, and a 10 by 24 cutting mat. Each of these bundles are sure to help you on your way to the winter holidays and more. Be sure to take advantage of their markdown prices while items are in stock and ready to ship. All right, I hope you loved seeing how to put this super fast, easy block together. Emily, do you want to announce our winner of our Go mini stocking die?
I would be delighted to. Alrighty, our winner today, drum roll please.
Oh,
Jingle bells.
Dang.
Congratulations to Donna Kay of Orangevale, California.
Congratulations. All right, if you missed it, Santa took away my jingle bells yesterday. Be sure to join us for next week's AccuQuilt Live as we make that super fun quilt, quick and easy pillow using the Go symbols and number die. We're excited to have you here. All right, on behalf of our entire staff, so offsite we have Jack and Morgan and Lauren helping with the chat, right?
And Katie.
And Katie, who we hope is feeling better. Here in the Dream Studio, we have Brock and Justin and Joe, and of course the amazing Emily. I am Pam Heller reminding you at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. See you next time.